Hello everyone and welcome to part 8 of What If Makeshift joined the Autobots. So without further ado, let's get right to it. So we start this part off with Optimus and Bumblebee as they roll off together towards the volcano to retrieve a relic. They both walk up to the storage container. Bumblebee opens the container and is shocked to see what it is. And he alerts Optimus, and Optimus is like, "By the Allspark, talks N." And beeping, Bumblebee then says, "What should we do, Optimus? Should we take it back to base?" Optimus then says, "Negative, Bumblebee. We cannot risk infecting the others. We must dispose of it now." However, his eyes widen, and he sees something flying in. The Predacon, or Predaking, arrives. Optimus readies to fight him, and Bumblebee takes out his blaster, but from behind the Predacon comes Bulkhead and Wheeljack, which kinda distracts Optimus and Bumblebee for a little bit. Two new Predacons then come in and whack Optimus and Bumblebee. Predaking transforms. "You can thank the Shiftus for assisting me in building my own squadron." Optimus and Bumblebee look at each other without few options, but that is when Dreadwing makes himself known. And at first his attention is towards the Shifters. "So, you are the ones who betrayed our cause and killed our Lord and Master Megatron." To which the other two makeshift clones revert back and say, "You are a Decepticon. Please join us in a new era of Decepticon leadership. I shall never side with you dishonorable shifters, as you're called." Predaking, Skylinks, and Darksteel charge at Dreadwing, but the entire Insecticon hive flies in from the direction Dreadwing came from. "Let the reign of Lord Dreadwing begin." Seeing that they're being attacked from both angles, Optimus says, "Bumblebee, evasive maneuvers." To which he charges out his sword and blocks their way. "One of you is the one responsible for finishing my twin brother Skyquake." To which he looks at Bumblebee. "I can see it in your eyes, Scout. You are the one. On this day I shall honor my brother's death." And then he charges at Bumblebee. And as Optimus is about to interfere, the Predacons kick him, pinning him down. And the two makeshift clones begin to combat the Insecticon hive. As to which Predaking walks up and literally yanks the toxin away from Optimus. And he's actually handling the toxins kinda well. As to which he begins to push it out Optimus's throat really hard. Bumblebee looks and goes to try to help Optimus, but that is when Dreadwing takes out his gun and literally shoots Bumblebee in the chest, killing him. Predaking still stuffs the spark extractor into Optimus's throat, and Optimus sees Bumblebee go offline. To which a ground bridge opens, and all the other Autobots arrive, opening fire on all the enemies. That is when the Shifters realize that they have kinda won this fight, and they call an immediate retreat. But before Predaking leaves, he rips a hole in Optimus's chest and literally buries the spark extractor right next to his spark, which causes him to slowly fade offline. And Predaking is like, "Good riddance," and he and Skylinks and Darksteel retreat. And Dreadwing decides to pursue the Shifters since he's already avenged his brother Skyquake's death from the Autobot side. And Dreadwing says to the Insecticons, "They shall not escape our wrath." And then he contacts Hardshell and Laserbeak. "Unite with me so we may finish off the Shifters once and for all, in the name of Lord Megatron." To which he leads the Insecticons away. As to which the Autobots go to Optimus Prime's side. Breakdown scans him. However, he says the wounds are fatal. As to which Optimus looks to his fellow Autobots. "Do not let my death keep you down, for my death merely means the beginning of a new leadership." And the Autobots look at each other like, "What?" And then he says, "The time for a new leader is upon us, and I believe that leader stands before me right now." And then he looks to Makeshift out of everybody. "I know you will make me proud, Makeshift." And then his chest opens, and the Matrix flies up into Makeshift, reformatting him. "Arise, Shiftus Prime." As to which Optimus Prime goes offline. Shiftus Prime then looks to his fellow Autobots. "Let us return to base." And later, Breakdown picks up something on monitor. A Cybertronian escape pod. Shiftus Prime later leads the team to investigate this pod, where they meet an Autobot by the name of Smokescreen. To which the team introduce themselves, however, are very wary of Smokescreen. But Shiftus Prime goes deep into interrogation with Smokescreen. Honestly, even more deeper than how Optimus did in canon because of everything that has happened here. And Smokescreen proves to be legit, so they let him in. And as soon as they start catching Smokescreen up, and he learns of Optimus Prime's death, he's like, Optimus Prime? Gone? No! Impossible! Yes, as sad as it is. But however, no, we will try our best to end this war as soon as possible. And he is scanned upon entry as he enters the Autobot base, and the computers find something within him. A sort of key-looking thing. And Windcharger uses the phase shifter and yanks the key out of Smokescreen, and they put it on a scanner table. And then, due to how advanced the computers are, it is able to detect 3 more frequencies of the same thing. To which the Autobots, with their newest rookie Smokescreen, all set out and are successfully able to recover all 4 of these keys. And Shiftus Prime was successfully able to retrieve the Star Saber. Perhaps this can give us some answers. And now I know what you guys are gonna say. Where are all the Decepticons? They're currently busy having out their all-out war. And I'm telling you, it's crazy. Both sides fighting for the true leadership of the Decepticons. With Hardshell eventually giving out in the fight because there's 3 freaking Predacons. The Viacons also die off because Viacons are much more weaker than Insecticons, as we even saw in canon. And all that's really left is Dreadwing versus the Shifters. And very quickly, the true heir to Megatron's throne begins to show himself. Dreadwing uses his machine gun and literally kills off one of the 4 remaining Makeshift clones, having 3 left. Skylynx and Darksteel feel like attacking, but Predaking says, "Halt! Let us observe this fight and decide at the conclusion." The Makeshift clones then convert to 3 Starscreams and shoot their rockets all at Dreadwing, but Dreadwing dodges all 3 rockets swiftly. Also, a little reference to the canon verse. And Dreadwing thinks to himself, even better. 3 versions of the one whom freed my brother from his pod, thus sealing his fate to the Scout and the Prime. Cause we could say Laserbeak did show him the footage. And so he takes out his sword and literally decapitates the head of 2 of the clones, leaving just 1 left. I present you with a choice. Either remain and be my servant, or join your brethren in the Allspark. And then he puts his sword on the Makeshift clone's neck, ready for the kill. And the last remaining Makeshift clone says, I yield. All hail, Dreadwing. The Insecticons chant, all hail, Dreadwing. Predaking, Skylynx, and Darksteel chant, all hail, Dreadwing. And let's just say there's a squad of 6 remaining Viacons left, and they chant, all hail, Dreadwing. And Dreadwing is happy at his success. Laserbeak then flies in with Silas restrained and drops him before Dreadwing. I have no use for a human. And honestly, Silas does go out in pretty much a gruesome way. Dreadwing attaches a bomb to his back and allows Silas to run, and then randomly detonates the bomb, literally blowing him up. Meanwhile, the Autobots manage to get the Cybertron and activate the Omega Lock, restoring Cybertron. As to which Laserbeak picks it up, a massive energy surge emanating from Cybertron. It would seem the Autobots have found a way to restore our home planet. Laserbeak, pilot the warship to Cybertron. We shall reclaim our planet from these Autobot oppressors. They must have chosen a new prime. No matter. He shall fall the same way his predecessor did. Out of the squadron of Viacons that remain, one speaks. I think I might have found something that could give you a hand on that. And the Decepticon Miner walks out of the crowd. The one that Ratchet freaking burnt in the head. And to be honest, he's one of the only Viacons with actual personality. Like Hardshell is the one Insecticon with personality. So, I just thought, why not start giving this guy some love too? He can start appearing in things more often. So, soldier, what is it that you have for me? Something that I recently found, and that can provide you with a quicker edge. He then shows Red Energon. Dreadwing smiles, and the Nemesis warship goes lightspeed towards Cybertron. Meanwhile, Unicron senses the awakening of his ancient rifle from across the cosmos. He searches for a host within the dead, and he finds one. Who in the Allspark are you? Explanations shall come later, Cybertronian. But for now, my anti-spark requires a vessel. Wait, I shall live again? Only to serve me. Your husk will simply be an instrument of my will. Arachnid's eyes begin glowing purple, and is reformatted into Arachnicron. May chaos reign once again. And that's where I'm going to leave it off here, everybody. Hopefully you guys enjoyed part 8, and I'll see you guys in part 9, aka the finale. I'll see you guys then.